I've completed 2 years of solo travel. Wow. It even feels kind of weird just to say that I completed 2 years of solo travel. It's weird just because, where I come from, people don't travel. People don't even leave, the state, So if I would have told myself, at any age, I would have solo traveled for 2 years. If you would have told me this 3 years ago, I would have been like, you're crazy. So, 2 years of solo travel, and I learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about other people and how the world works. And it's like my perspective on life kind of changes weekly as I learn more, observe from more people, and I like talking to people and just understanding how other people view life. So let's share some insights from my 2 years of solo travel, and I'm keeping this 100% real, 100% honest. So the first year of solo travel for me, it took some getting used to. I would say starting out, it was like, okay, I had to distinguish it myself from being a traveler versus being like a vacationer. Like the first couple of months, it almost felt like a vacation, like where you would kind of eat unhealthy and party and, all the stuff you do on a vacation. And it was like, okay, I need to make this work because it's not going to be sustainable living like this. I'm not on vacation. This is my life. So, in that year, I pretty much, I would say, I found myself traveling. They say you kind of travel to find yourself, and I would say that was absolutely true. I found out what I didn't want to be. I found out who I wanted to be, and I could work towards that. And then, I also found out that it would be sustainable traveling long term and working if you have a good schedule. That's the thing. It's like you have to realize, because when you're traveling long term like I am, there are a lot of other people that kind of come that are just on vacation. Especially if you're staying in a travel destination such as Bali, where I am right now. It's like a lot of people kind of come with the mindset of short term, 1 or 2 months, and they're a little bit more lax. So it just kind of creates an environment of vacation, but you have to mentally, know you're not on vacation. You can't do the same stuff as these people or the same things these people are doing. It's like a different life. So I would say that I found that in the first year, okay, that I felt more comfortable with myself. I definitely feel that I could handle anything, thrown my way traveling. It's just about figuring things out on the fly. That was another insight, just figuring things out on the fly. And everything's not going to go the way you planned. I learned that having a plan is definitely always good. When I first started traveling, I kind of just, I never really had any plans. I knew where I wanted to go, but I never had a specific date and time. But as I traveled more, I learned, having a plan, but knowing you could change that plan. But having a plan, not even just in traveling, just in life with anything, having a flexible plan is very important. And I've also I feel like I've opened up more to people, just talking to strangers, talking to people that I normally wouldn't talk to, I would say, because back home in America, it's like I have my group of friends and, people I know from college and work and, the people you like. Traveling, I get the opportunity to talk to people I normally wouldn't talk to and get outside of my comfort zone and kind of see how they view life. Something strange happened the other day, so there are ants in my room, and I was totally fine with it, and it was so weird to me because I'm the type of person, as I'm sure a lot of people are. If you see ants, you're kind of freaking out. But here in Bali, ants and bugs, just bugs in general, I would say, forget ants, are just everywhere. So you kind of have to get used to learning to live with them. Versus me being in America, I would freak out. I would oh, not scared, but you know what I mean. Who wants ants in their house? Let's keep it real. But now I noticed I'm just more chill. Oh, it's just ants. You know what I mean? Oh, no big deal. And the other day I was eating food. I was eating food at a restaurant here, and I bit into the food, and I'm eating wings, and boom, I see a piece of hair. Ew, gross, disgusting. But normally for me, like if I see like Heron food, like I get pretty upset, and I complain, like like as I think you should complain. But I don't know, just this time was just different. I'm just like, it's just hair. I just moved it and just kept eating. So I guess I would say like I learned to accept like little things in life. You know what I mean? Like maybe not make a big fuss about everything. Like could I have told the restaurant there's hair in the food? Yeah, probably could have, but like that extra energy to do that. And another reason why I don't think I did that is just because a lot of the places, not a lot of the places, all of the places I've been traveling, English is not the first language. So like I know that, and sometimes I kind of just pick and choose, things to say. I try to like speak as less as possible, just because, you know, even though I may want to say something, I know that the other person may not understand it, and I could spend like 10 or 15 minutes just trying to understand what I want to say that would only take 1 minute to understand if you understood English. So I kind of like learned to pick and choose my words as well. Definitely pick and choose what you want to say to people. I've also learned how to talk more simple, just because, like I said, a lot of the places I go, English isn't a first language for most people. Even other travelers I meet, English isn't their first language. So now I kind of talk a little bit slower. I try to use basic English just so people can understand me. So I mean, I hope that I'm communicating well. Enjoy life. Enjoy life. And, I definitely learned like everyone just wants to enjoy life. Everyone wants to be loved. I realize that as humans, that's what all makes us common, is that we all want to be loved. Everyone wants to be accepted. I can't think of one place I went to where they didn't want you to like their culture. No. And I also realize we're all more alike than different. Like even though we have different values, different customs, different cultures, different everything, we are far more alike than you think. Like we are humanity. And it's beautiful traveling and just discovering that like people are people, no matter what language they speak, no matter where they live in the world. People are people. Another huge insight I learned is that the world keeps going no matter what. Like no matter what, the world's gonna keep going. So you have to keep going too. You have to keep pushing, even though you may be going through some challenges, because the world waits for no one. Honestly, like I can tell you this, like the world does not wait. Each day, the world is a new day. Like, the world does not stop. I mean, I've heard this. It's different to kind of hear things and experience it, but when you travel and you just experience the world and you just like you have like a greater sense for the world, and I know the world just doesn't stop. The world waits on no one. So it's like if you're going to get it, you got to get it, because like the world's not going to give it to you. So whatever you have to go and get, or you want to make something, you want to become something, you have to go out there and like fight for what you want, because that's the only way. It's just not going to give it to you. Like we're in the world where things are taken, not given, and that's very, very simple. So whatever that means to you, I realized a lot of people have ideas of what a country is like, but never been there because the media portrays it one way. My biggest example of this will be Mexico. Granted, is Mexico perfect? No. Is the US perfect? No. Is there crime in both? Yes. But for some reason, when I told people I was traveling South America, not only Mexico, people like freaked out. Like you're going to South America, like it's like the Wild West. But these same people never went to South America to check it out, to see things for themselves. Anyone, when it comes to traveling, including me, when I say don't take advice, I mean like everyone has their own experience. Like I had a negative experience traveling Egypt, whereas some girl I met that was there during the same time period had a different experience. I went places where people told me, "Oh, like you won't like it" or this, and I went only to have a great time. So I just want to encourage you to experience things for yourself, and obviously, do your research on a place, be informed, but don't let that be like the ultimatum of whether you like it. Don't go to a place with these negative things in your head that you've heard about the place, or judge a place just because people say you may not like it. Experience things for yourself. You have to experience things for yourself. Yep, those have been some of my biggest insights of traveling the world the last 2 years. Wow, solo travel, man. Wow, it's just mind blowing to me. I'm so fortunate and blessed to be able to say that I've traveled the world for 2 years, and I have so many stories. I have like tons of stories to share. Some stuff that I've never got on vlogs, and I'm gonna start sharing some of those stories. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm at 2 years of solo travel.